Okay, guys, this is a replay of a webinar that I did about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy with the delivery. So what I decided to record again, and in recording again, basically I'm redoing that particular webinar. Okay, now what this one is about how to rent PBNs that you can later buy. Okay, rent to buy PBNs. This is very, very, very easy to get done. And one of the problems that people have about building private blog networks is that it's kind of hard to do. There's a lot of moving pieces. It's not that easy to sort of put together. It can be time consuming. It can be overwhelming for people, and it can cost a lot of money. Okay, this is a way around it. This is a super, super simple way around it. Okay, I'm going to share with you two resources where you can get them done. I've got one building right now, and I'll give you an example of one of these sites that I've got. You can see in here, this site here that I've just received this morning. I'm not going to show you too many of these sites. In fact, I won't show you anymore. But you can see it's quite a nice site. It's got a nice theme. But what they're doing is they're delivering it. It's got the expired domain. It's got some trust flow and stuff like that. It's got some domain authority, page authority, and well, basically, it's up to me to put the content in here. Okay, so for a 50 site private blog network, for 50 sites private blog network, it cost me $500 and plus $150 per month. Now, if anything goes wrong with any of those sites, then he has to replace them. Okay, for me, that is a good investment. I can buy them out if I want to. Okay, I can say to him, okay, let me buy them now, and he's willing to let me do that. But I think just for the purpose of $150 a month and having 50 sites that I don't need to really do much with except for to add the content, then it's probably safe to say that I'm going to not make the decision to buy it, not immediately anyway, and just see how it goes, because I have to take the responsibility of the hosting and everything else if I want to do that. With the 150 a month, I don't have any worries there. The only thing I need to concern myself about is to put good content in here, okay? And we'll cover how to do the content in just a few minutes. So anyway, this is what one looks like. It's actually quite a nice site, and he's put a nice theme. I've got a delivery so far of 16 sites. You can see here, I don't want to share the URLs and stuff too much, but anyway, it's good enough for what I need to do. It's good enough to get started with, and that means that I've got all in different class C, all expired domains, all with the first piece of content, all with different themes, and I didn't have to do anything. I just told him to do it in the internet marketing niche. Okay, so there's a couple of things not correct about the content. This title here makes no sense. Are you turtling? I don't know what that's meant to mean. So maybe they're using some kind of spinning things. That's not a major problem for me. I just need to go in there and change that article. Okay, that won't take me long to do. That is not a big deal. If you take into the consideration how much time and how much money and how much effort and how many moving pieces you've got to coordinate to build a 50 site PBN, this really is the least of my worries. I can fix that. That's something I can just remove it, put something better in there, and it won't take me very long at all, just a few minutes. And I'll show you how that's done again. Okay, so anyway, the other thing is, if I open up these categories here, at least he's done the category right. He's done categories according to internet marketing, SEO, search engine marketing, etc., which is fine. We don't need too many. What we do want to add in here is one for a news. You want to have a news category. That's where most of the stuff is going to be posted inside the news category, and we'll cover that in just a few minutes as well. Okay. What you will see here, though, for each of these categories, he's got the same article. Now, ideally, we do not want that kind of situation. Ideally, we want to have one article in one category. Okay, one article in one category. Okay, so what I suggest we do with something like this, when we get something like this, if you want to follow along and do the same as what I've done, is you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. Okay, maybe 5, maximum 5. Okay, 4 is easy to manage. One of these is going to be a news category, and we're going to use speed blogging for this. There's a tool called speed blogging. Okay, I've done a webinar on this before. I'll put a link in the blog post that you can go over there and check that webinar and see the training that we did with that. It was actually a very good webinar. It's well worth checking out. Okay, so what we can do in here, basically we're going to change the content take this one out. We're going to put new ones in. We're going to put one piece of content per category. What we're going to do is we're going to buy the initial content. We're going to buy the initial content, and I'm going to keep this at 4 categories. So we'll have 1 news category, and we will have 3 these categories. Okay, let's call these 3 paid categories, because I'm going to do 3 pieces of content that I'm going to buy, maybe for $10 each. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to put 1 piece of content in here that is quite good, and then the news category is everything there will be curated. It will be curated. It will be super simple to do, not hard to do. We can train a VA to do that, and they can just do 1 post a day. Even if you've got 50 sites, then you're going to be able to get stuff done pretty quick. Okay, if you've got 50 sites, they're going to have to do 2 or 3 posts a day anyway. So, you know, every 15-20 days or something, there's a new piece of content getting in there. You can speed it up. You can speed it up as much as you want, or make somebody work a bit harder. I just need to test it, and once I've done a test and see how many we can get done with a VA, then we can take it further and we can suggest better options. But really, this PBN network, I'm going to pay someone, a virtual assistant, who is going to populate this with content. That's their job. That's the only job. That's the only thing I want them to do, is to look after and maintain the content for these sites. Okay, how much would that cost me? Okay, that was probably going to cost me between $700 per month and maybe $1,000 per month, depending if I hire them for 40 hours a week, which ideally is a better thing to do. Okay, so I can make, if they're working for 40 hours a week, for example, that's a lot of content getting into these PBN sites. Okay, now, if you take this into perspective, okay, say for example, I've got $700 per month that I'm paying a virtual assistant just to use speed blogging, just to use content curation to optimize articles inside these 50 PBN sites. Okay, plus I've got 150 for my PBN network that I need to pay for the rent every month, but I don't have to pay hosting and stuff, just for the rent to the guy who built them for me. Okay, so that's going to give me about 850. Just say for example I've got a $1,000 bill per month for my 50 site PBN. Okay, now what I like to do in this kind of situation, I look at the return on investment. I don't look at the cost, because if you look at the cost, it's going to be a cost. You have to look at the return on investment. If you can do that, then you'll be able to see the bigger picture in a way that you'll be able to use this for the purpose that you bought it in the first place, and that is to help you to make money. Okay, when we're doing things like private blog networks, when we're doing things like search engine optimization, is to get onto page 1 of Google for keywords that we think is going to make us money. Okay, when we're on page 1 of Google, we're getting traffic. That's why we do SEO. Okay, when we're getting traffic, there's different ways we can get traffic, but we need to be able to monetize it. Okay, but traffic is a commodity, and this is one way to make traffic a commodity. Okay, as long as it's taken care of and done properly. So you could spend $1,000 a month in paid advertising, which I've got nothing against, because it's giving me a lot of advantages using paid advertising over SEO. I mean, there's so many advantages with paid traffic. Partly it can be scaled quickly, partly you can split test so much easier. Okay, because if you're on page 1 with an SEO piece of content, it's harder to scale. It's hard, not just harder to scale, it's actually harder to go and split test. Okay, for example, if I want to be #1 on the Google search with a paid advert with Google AdWords, I can go and change the titles, I can go and change the descriptions, I can split test that all day long. Okay, I could do that multiple times all day long, and I can find out very quickly which one is converting best. With SEO, you've got one chance, and whatever you're there with, if you try and change that when you've got rankings, you might lose your rankings, and you're not going to be able to split test in the same way. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. You've got to look at traffic for what it is. When we do SEO, when we're going for page 1 rankings, it's not to get, it's not just to go and tell your mates, oh wait, I got on page 1 for that keyword. That isn't going to make you money. You just spent a lot of money being a mug. Okay, if that's what you're really thinking, you've got to be able to monetize it. Okay, traffic is so that we can get people converting, so that we can make money. Otherwise, what is the point of internet marketing? It's just become a hobby for you if it's anything less than that. Okay, we need to monetize, and to monetize, we need to think like business people. Okay, so you can take traffic in 2 ways. You can buy it, or actually 3 ways. You can buy it, you can earn it, or you can get it via SEO, but you're still buying traffic with SEO because you're spending time. Okay, you're taking a bigger risk in a way because you can't split test those headlines. It might even be better to go and do split testing with paid traffic and then do the SEO. Okay, um, and thirdly as well with the SEO, you're buying backlinks. Okay, you're buying backlinks. There is a cost involved. Okay, so $1,000 a month for 50 site PBN. It's not that high. Take the bigger picture view that's in my mind is that when my virtual assistant gets good, I can go and add another 50 of these. And for the same money, I just give them other sites that they've got to manage, they've got to populate, okay? And all of this can be done centrally as well. Can all be done centrally. We can find tools that will help us to manage all of these sites centrally without giving anything away to Google, okay? There are tools available. In fact, I've actually got one myself, okay, that we haven't released yet. So, you know, I can, with my own product there, I can make it as good as it possibly can be. And I can even just rent it out at $10 a month or $15 a month. And that would actually cost, that would cover the cost from my virtual assistant. That's a bigger view picture. That's a bigger view where you can say to yourself, okay, I'm going to make something else, pay for my cost for this, and you've got a business. That's what business is about. This is how we make money, by reducing our costs, increasing our revenue. And the way that we're increasing revenue with the private blog network is increasing traffic that we can convert. Okay, not to get page one rankings and tell your mates, oh look, I'm page one for this keyword. That doesn't make money. We are getting traffic that we can convert, okay? And if you're not doing that, then you are missing the point of internet marketing. And be careful there, because that kind of situation, it can cost you a lot of money, and probably relationships as well, which has happened to me before. I lost a wife over internet marketing because I just believed this was going to work for me one day, and eventually it did, yeah, but too late for her. And you know, we can go and do product launches now and six-figure launches. I can even do six-figure launches, beta releases before we can even get into a launch. So, you know, there's there's a lot of truth in what I was believing, but at the same time, not everybody is the same. If you're in a relationship, for example, where that other person's got a completely different mentality from you, then you could be in danger of losing that relationship if you just, you know, keep spending money on this kind of stuff and it's not making you any money in return. One of the reasons it might not be making you money in return, and this is what happened to me, is that I wasn't looking at it like a business. Okay, I was not looking at it like a business. I was not looking at it in the way that I do today that makes me money. Okay, I was happy to go and tell people, hey look, I'm page one for this, and I could do that quite often and a lot better than most people, with or without doing the black hat stuff. I knew how to do it both ways. Okay, take a little bit longer the other way than the black hat stuff, but I learned how to do it both ways. Okay, so in the end of the day, I was not using my knowledge to get the traffic. When I got the traffic, in fact, I can remember we had a website that was driving a lot of traffic, and I wasn't even sure how to monetize it. Okay, I wasn't even sure how to monetize it. That's how much little thought I had put into that at that time. Okay, and it was serious amount of traffic. We're talking, I can't remember the numbers, but it was a lot of traffic. We just kept getting opt-ins, and we kept getting traffic failures on the server because we were using HostGator. All that kind of stuff was happening. It was really, really high traffic site, but I didn't know how to monetize it because I didn't put enough thought into it. Okay, so let's get that out of the way first, and let's move on. Okay, so what we can do here is we can get a virtual assistant that will manage this for us. Now that $1,000 a month I can put there as a budget. Okay, so for example I add 50 more sites a little bit later, that will give me 100 sites. Do I need to use those 100 sites for one main money site? Absolutely not. What we want to do, if we're going to do a PBN, is you want to go sort of broad niche. Okay, so I could use this to do some backlinking to a site that is all about product launch reviews, like launch jacking, for example. At the same time, I can make it point to a site where I have an internet marketing product, maybe an SEO software. Okay, at the same time, I can have links built from this network over to my main blog, okay, which I'm not going to do, by the way. No way I'm going to put a PBN links direct to my blog. What I will do though, and what I suggest everybody does, is that we build a very good quality Web 2.0 network in between. Okay, build a good quality Web 2.0 network in between. You can do this with 5 sites or 10 sites. You can even do clusters of 5 sites for each project that you're working on. Okay, say for example, those 3 situations I just explained to you there. One was a website for product launch reviews, okay, internet marketing product launch reviews. I could have a very, very good Web 2.0 blog network, okay, and all the links that I wanted to send through to that site that I've got for product launch reviews, for example, I could put through the same 5 Web 2.0 networks. Okay, I don't need to do this many times. I don't need to do it every single time. But what I can do is I can have 5 Web 2.0 sites that is focused on that. Okay. With the power of these networks, there is massive power in here. There's a lot of there's a lot of trust flow, there's a lot of domain authority and stuff in these sites. What we can do there is just have, the links going through one time into these sites. And what I mean by one time into these sites is that we don't do more than one link from one of the PBN sites via the Web 2.0 into our money site. Okay, so how would that look? How would that look like? Something like this. See if I can go over to the mind map. So MindMeister, let's go over here. I'll show you what that will look like in just a second. Go to new mind map, blank one. Okay, we'll do the organization. Okay. Okay, so this is your PBN. Okay, imagine this is your PBN. What we do here, we have a Web 2 network. Okay, and from here, actually let's do 5 of these. Okay, 2, 3. These are sites in the PBN network I'm doing here, that I'm adding here, just in case you're confused. Say for example, I've got a network of 5 Web 2.0 sites, done very, very nicely, high quality, with themes, individual themes on each, with good content on each. Okay, so I've got my PBN going through this. Okay, now going through this, we're going to have our site down here. Okay, so we'll have a money site, and it's going to be the same money site for all of these. I can't make this mind map link to all of these, but imagine all of these we're linking to the money site. Now, if I've got a 50 PBN site in here, 50, okay, what happens is I want to make one link through one of these that is going to be deep linking from one of these Web 2.0 sites into my money site. Okay, how does that work? Right, okay, say for example, I want to do 10 links going to my homepage. I could put from the PBN site, then from the PBN sites, I could take 10 sites from my PBN sites, okay, and I can have each one of those sites linking through one of these going to the homepage, okay, but I can do this from deep linking. So I don't need to do homepage PBN linking to homepage Web 2 network site number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I can do the deep linking into the Web 2.0 network. Maybe I've got an article in there that's all about SEO optimization for on-page SEO, for example, and that's not the homepage, but it's an article. It's okay for me to link from the homepage here into that article there, then linking from that article to my money site homepage. Okay, it doesn't always have to be homepage. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. We go deep linking into the Web 2.0, and from the Web 2.0 we can put some links to the homepage of our PBN, of our money site, sorry, and we can also do deep linking into the Web 2.0, and from there deep linking into the money site as well. Okay, this is going to make it more powerful. It's going to make it look more natural, but we don't want to do more than one link from each. going into that particular money site. Whether it is coming into the homepage, whether it's deep linking or not, we just want to take one link. At least for now. We can maybe go and add another one later. Okay, it's not all over with just the one link, but we need to be clever. We need to watch how things work out, and we have to do this in a nice way. The majority of links are going to come from all 50 sites from these 5 here. Okay, we can expand that to 10 if you want. I just don't want to give myself too much work. Okay, I don't want to give us too much work that it's going to be hard to manage. Okay, so this 5 site Web 2.0 network is enough for me with the 5 because I'm not going to put that many links. If we want to do more links, then what we need to do then is we're going to add more Web 2.0 sites. Okay, now what happens if something goes wrong? What happens if something goes horribly wrong that Google finds out about your PBN? What happens is your money site will lose rankings. Okay, and it's kind of hard to recover from that situation unless you can remove the links. What happens in that situation? You only have 5 sites to worry about. You could just as easily take these 5 sites down. Okay, you could just as easily take any links from these 5 sites out that is linking to your money site, and you've only got 5 sites to worry about. If you've only done this 50 times in total, that's not that hard to do. That will take a virtual assistant 1 day to do maximum, 1 day, and you don't have that problem anymore. Your money site won't be as ranking as well as it was before, but it's not being penalized anymore either, and you can start afresh with the content you got on your money site. Your content on your money site should always be good quality. Okay, so basically that is how we can use this PBN system. Okay, so anyway, let's come back over here. So I put in here for people who got this is a bonus. Okay, this is for you. You can access this. We've got 2 sources where you can rent to buy the PBNs. You can buy sites from this one, which will cost you about $20 each. It's still good value actually. And this is where we can get some good Web 2.0 buffer sites. Okay, so these links are there for you. Come over here. I can't give this to people who didn't buy the promotion that we did to get this as a bonus, but you can go and find these yourself if you want to. Just go and search rent to buy PBNs, and you can go and find them yourself. These are the ones I recommend. I've now tested 2 of these. I got from one guy 10 sites so far, and the other guy I've got 16 sites so far. Okay, this top one here is the one I prefer, and the other one is okay as well. It's good enough quality. I just find it hard to communicate with the guy for some reason, so it's just a personal choice from me. Okay, and this is where we can get some Web 2.0 buffer sites, and this is where we can go and buy sites. If you don't want to rent them, you can go there. Okay, so what we can do then, if you go broad niche, and this is what I was talking about before. So if we go broad niche, then we can have a money site here, and we can have a different money site over here with another different 5 Web 2.0s sites that are buffer sites in between. What we mean by buffer sites is the links are coming from the PBN into the Web 2 network, into the buffer sites. We're making these buffer sites so if anything goes wrong, we can just remove links from there and our money site is no longer penalized. Yeah, we have to start the SEO again, but you know what we can do then is we can go and buy traffic in the meantime while we build it up. Traffic is a commodity. We're doing this for traffic, and I keep repeating this because I know that as much as I keep repeating this kind of stuff, that there's a whole bunch of you out there that are still not thinking the way that you should be thinking with this kind of stuff. And that's why I keep repeating it, because you've got to understand we do SEO for traffic. Okay, we've got to think about it when we're creating content. We've got to think about it when we're trying to convert people that come in. We've got to think about it when we get visitors to a site where we don't have an opt-in form. Then what is the point of doing SEO if you don't have an opt-in form? I tell you what, if you're not doing that, then it's going to be a massive struggle for you, because you're going to you think about this. You're taking traffic one time. You're putting all of your money, all of your hopes, all of your efforts on that person who comes in there that one time and leaves again, that he will come back again. Now, is your content so great that it makes him come back again, that he's going to find you again, that he's going to remember you and think, oh, hey, that was a great site, I'm going to go back there. If it's that great, then you might get away with it. If not, then you're going to find it hard. Okay, you need to do very, very good content on your money sites. Otherwise, you're in a hobby. Okay, you're not going to make money. It's going to cost you money. Okay, if you can put retargeting pixels, and if you can buy some traffic, low cost traffic, really cheap traffic, following people around, stalking them around the internet with various offers, if you've got that kind of system set up, you're doing it properly. You have funnels in place. So when they come in your site, you've got retargeting pixels, you've given them opt-in options, you're trying to get their email address. If you don't get their email address, you're still stalking them around the internet with different offers. Whether it's a free offer because he's warm traffic now, that you want to get his email address, you offer him a free software or a free report or whatever it might be to get him onto your email list, then we can monetize it, okay? Then you've got multiple opportunities to monetize, because you've probably heard it said before that when people come into your website, you know, very, very few people are going to buy it the first time. It takes 7 or 8 interactions before they will actually make a purchase, okay? So if you've not even got retargeting pixels, then you cannot possibly be making money. It's just data, it's just facts, it's just statistics, it's just figures, okay? And if you haven't got that kind of thing in place, you haven't got a business, you got nowhere near a business, and you need to take a step back, quit the SEO, and start working on marketing funnels, and then you drive traffic. You put your funnels in place, you put your marketing elements in place first, and then you drive traffic, okay? Okay, that's the last I'm going to say of it in this video, but you can see I go off on rants because I know that people don't do this stuff and it just drives me nuts, okay? So let's come back over here. Broad niche. Okay, broad niche means that we can just create some different money sites within a niche. Say, for example, it's in weight loss. Then we could have a site about paleo diet. Then we could have a site about some kind of fitness. Then we could have a site about maybe diet pills, for example. Okay, they can all be money sites. They can all get linked to from the same PBN. You're just using different Web 2.0 sites, and in fact you can even mix them up a little bit, but be careful, okay? It's easier just to do another network of 5 sites and work with those, okay? That way we're getting the maximum out of a PBN network, okay? Getting the absolute maximum, because we've gone broad niche, and what I've told them is just the internet marketing. You can see there with the categories here, this isn't about just SEO. We've got SEO, we've got search engine marketing, we've got internet marketing. Perfect, okay? Then I'm going to add news in here as well, which is going to be internet marketing. It's going to be generic, okay? So if this links out to a site about a product launch, that's fine. It's expected. It's relevant. If this links out to my blog, for example, the AnthonyHayes.me one, which is never going to do, then that would look perfectly natural as well, okay? If this links out as well to an SEO software that I've got, to a site that I've got, maybe videosendalpha.com, something like that, that makes perfect sense. If this links out to I Am Classio, which is the new site that we're building for internet marketing courses, that you can get internet marketing courses for under $20, then that makes perfect sense as well, because it's all to do with internet marketing. I've gone broad niche. I haven't done what I do with my software, for example, where my software is about SEO. More specifically, 90% of the time, my software is about video SEO, okay? YouTube SEO, if we want to get really specific, for most of it, okay? So we got YouTube playlist creators, we've got research tools for YouTube, we got all that kind of stuff. If you get really specific, I've got a bunch of YouTube SEO tools, okay? Whereas broad niche for internet marketing allows me to cover stuff like list building, solo ads. It allows me to cover things like media buys. It allows me to cover things that have got nothing to do with YouTube SEO. Okay, so I don't need to be really very, very specific with this. It's giving me multiple options for money sites that I can create, and they don't always have to be massive. These money sites, you want them to do one thing: convert. That's it. Okay, whether your conversion you've decided on is to get people's email addresses to opt in, then you can make money just by selling solo ads. Okay, that's simple. Or you can make money by sending offers. That's simple. Or you can make money by cross offers. Okay, you can get the same traffic going from here over to there by using different strategies. Okay, but that's another discussion another day. I don't want to go into that. That's really sort of marketing funnel stuff and cross-selling and all that kind of stuff. But what you're doing then is you're making traffic warm to what you are doing. So that when you come out with a new project, like I'm doing with the I Am Classio, for example, I've already got a head start. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to work the way I want it to. It doesn't mean it's going to make me $1 million in a month or a year. Okay, what it does mean is that I've got a warm crowd that that can come and have a look, and probably will come and have a look once we start to populate with courses and stuff like that, and who can spread the word. Okay, so I can build in relevance, I can reduce bounce rate immediately, and what I can do is I can send emails, multiple emails, because they're on my email list. It's not just one-time traffic and hope they will come back. I can send them emails and say, hey, by the way, you know, we got a great deal this week. We've got discounts this week. It's only $10 per course. Got some great courses. Go and check it out. You think they will? Of course they will. Okay, that's the advantage of having warm traffic, and the only way we can get warm traffic is when people come into your site. You get them to either opt in or you retarget them, and we use this like a business. Okay, traffic again is a commodity. Okay, let's come back over here. So going broad gives us more options, and we can do a lot more with that. Okay, let's jump over here now. The news category, I've done a whole webinar on this. You can go over to my site and you can get you can actually see some actionable information over here. Let me just find it for you. Parasite SEO, let me see. Speed blogging, this one. Okay, 11 easy speed blogging traffic strategies. Go in there. You've got a full blog post with information. This is how we do our news category on every site. Okay, and we're using a tool called speed blogging to build content. Really quick, really easy. Okay, there's multiple curation tools that we can use. I will put a list inside the blog post that comes with this video. This video will be made into a blog post. People will not get a hold of the report that I've got here. What I will do is I'll give them some different links, some generic links, but for the people who bought as a promotion, this is your bonus. You got all these already picked out for you. Okay, they do not have that. Okay, so what we can do then with the news categories, basically we can have news stories as they're coming through, curated with introduction, with a conclusion, with some images, with video perhaps from YouTube, where it's not even our own content, but we're putting relevant content into the blogs. Okay, and it doesn't look odd. Okay, it does not look odd, because all you're doing is you're curating news that is highly relevant. Okay, but what we're going to do with the categories is we get one very good piece of content created for each. And what I mean by good is that we're going to get 1,000-word kind of article. Okay, and then you're going to build it up a little bit more, because you can put in YouTube videos. You can go and grab an infographic for free, maybe from somewhere. It could be from Pinterest, it could be from PLR, it could be from multiple places. You could even borrow someone else's, because a lot of the times, a lot of these influencer kind of people, they will give you an embed link for their infographic. They want to get a link back from your site to theirs. Go and grab the infographic, and that gives you your outbound link. Okay, so what we can do next as well, we can use other tools like Article Builder. Okay, Article Builder creates articles really quickly. What I would do with this though, if you're using something like Article Builder, is that you're going to do something like this. Okay, say you got your PB, and let me just change this one over now. So let's say this is a category article. Category article that you've got in here. Okay, this is one you've got 1,000 words, and you've added some other stuff to it, like an infographic from an influencer, like a YouTube video. Whether it's your content or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, what you're doing is you're going to build this article into something nice. Okay, it's going to be a good quality article. Now what you can do is you can use Article Builder in here to link to that one, like a silo. Okay, so you can make a silo from something like Article Builder. Okay, what you want to do in that situation, is you will have links from here going to here. Okay, this is all Article Builder articles, for example. Okay, you will have links from, let's just get rid of this one here. You will have links from Article Builder articles linking to the main category article. So for example, if I've got a category, it's all about search engine optimization. In fact, say I've got an article that's all about YouTube SEO. Then these 5 articles here can be about SEO in general, and mention things like YouTube, and can have a link, anchor text link, just with the keyword YouTube. This one could have something like video SEO. This one could have something like YouTube search engine optimization. This one can have something like YouTube playlists. This one can have something like a multi-channel, YouTube multi-channels. It would all be relevant. Okay, it would all be relevant, because this article is about video SEO, for example, or about SEO in general. Okay, you will want to put some elements in there about what these are linking to. What you do not want to do is having here any links from here going out to these. Okay, you do not want to have any links from here going out to these. So sometimes what we do with websites that we got some kind of related content underneath the articles. This is where you need to be careful when you're doing it with the PBNs. Okay, you do not want any related content underneath this article category that is linking to any of these at least. Okay, you can link to other category articles, the main category articles, that is fine, where you're kind of cross-linking, internal linking between them. But these article builder ones, they are just there to support this. Okay, that's all you're doing with these are building relevancy, nothing else. Just relevancy, nothing else. Okay, that's all we do. Now what we can do as well is we can get a little bit more aggressive, but I'm going to have to bring that back a bit. Let me think how to put this properly. We can do maybe multiple. Let's just have a look at this, what we can do. Say for example, we can do doc sharing links in here. Okay, and we can also do let's see, we can do some audio links, and let's see, we can also do some infographic directory links. Okay, we can do some variations of links, linking to these, which in turn are linking to this one. Okay, that's what we can do, but we don't want to get over aggressive because this is still on your money site. And when you're using Article Builder, what you can do is you can have it auto-populate for you and auto-send into your blog. What you want to do is you want to go and mix up the information there. You want to write maybe some kind of manual yourself, some stuff in there. You want to maybe add some YouTube video. Maybe you can add something like stuff from SlideShare. SlideShare is a great place to go and get some great content ideas. Let's go over there and I'll show you right now. SlideShare. So slideshare.net. Okay, now what if I'm doing something about search engine optimization? Let's say search engine marketing, so we can go broader in here. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. I've got to actually type the damn thing. Search engine marketing. And what's going to happen here is going to bring me a whole bunch of other people's hard work. Okay. Paid search, introduction, and overview. You think you can get some great ideas for content here? You could even use this instead of Article Builder, where you can just go and grab the bullet points and create content around it. You could even give the bullet points from some of these over to some writers and say, let's build that into an article. Okay, that's, I mean, the content is not the hardest thing in the world to get done. You just got to be a little bit creative with it. Okay, you got some great ideas. The other thing that we can look at, and you know, I did the search the other day. It was for content marketing. Let me just show you that before I even go further, just so you can grasp what is available there. Why content marketing fails. He's got a whole slideshow all about that. 50 stats you need to know about content marketing. Somebody's put a hell of a lot of effort in there to bring you these stats. Okay, now if somebody who's put that amount of effort knows what they're talking about, okay, because they're trying to do content marketing so that they get some authority. Okay, this is news cred. They have got authority. This is going to be high quality information. You could take that and break that into 5 articles. Easily get a writer. You could even just go to iWriter.com or whatever one you want to use. Give them this and tell them, okay, create 5 articles from this. You know, $10 each, $50. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but again, it's return on investment. If you're doing this just to get to the top of Google, that will never make any sense to you. Never, never, never in a million years. But if you're doing this to make money, it makes perfect sense, and you know that it makes sense. Okay, so anyway, that's one place we can do it. And the second place we can do it is we can go and see infographics. Let's see infographics Pinterest. Okay, infographics on Pinterest, and we just click on this. And we can, once we're in here, actually, let's do something slightly better. Copy, turn here. Internet marketing, infographics. Here, one, digital marketing, 5 steps to online marketing success, newbie guide, SEO puzzle. You think you've got some ideas for content in here? You could take one of these and give them to write and tell them, here, write an article around this. $10, done. Really, that is not hard to get content on. It isn't hard to get content on. Just think outside the box and you can get it done. Okay. Other places you can get stuff done. Fiverr, not really for articles. iWriter.com is okay, and there's something else here for the people who got a bonus. Okay, so I'll just keep that private for them. Now, to get some content ideas, for further content ideas, you can go to boardreader.com, which basically will go and do searches on forums. Okay, it monitors forums. You can put question marks in there. You can find questions that people are asking in there. How that works, very, very simple. We go and we find a topic, and say our topic is video SEO. Okay, let's just say our topic is video SEO. We go and find the top questions being asked. Okay, go and find the top questions being asked in here. So it might be how to, and it might be what happens if. These might be questions that are coming up in the forum. Well, it could be how to increase video views without buying views. Okay, without buying fake views. And you can go and just create an article. You can create an article around that. Okay, how do we go and increase? How do we buy views without having fake views? Then you do some PPC. Okay, you do some retargeting, PPC. You increase the views naturally. You increase the views ethically. You increase the views by doing that. You could even say 5 ways you can do it. One is PPC. You could even say it's like point number 2 is by commenting on other people's videos that are relevant and tell them to go and check out yours. You can even do it by contacting another channel owner and asking if they want to do a cross promotion with you, so that you promote for them, they promote for you. You just think outside the box, guys. Okay, there's multiple ways that you can drive legitimate views on YouTube. But if you're looking for softwares all the time for the solution and you're not thinking for yourself, that's why people like me make softwares, so that we feed you that information so that you go and buy the softwares and we have a business. But it's not really not that hard. Just take a step back and think, well, how do I increase views? Okay, you can offer a paid promotion to somebody and say, can I put my link on your annotations for 1 week? Just to test it or something like that, and I'll split the revenue with you, whatever it might be. You can do all kinds of stuff, I mean, that's not even a new strategy. That's been around for a long, long time. But contacting people that have got similar kind of audience to you on YouTube, or even somebody who's got a blog, or somebody who's got a newsletter, you can go and advertise in the newsletter. You can buy solo ads. You can do so many different things. Okay, but you know, there's a lot of people, SEO people especially, who are just looking for the software solution to increase the views. Yeah, sure, we can build things like that for you, but it's not the only way to get things done. There are legitimate ways to get stuff done too. Okay, so you could find the top 5 questions about your topic, and you can just create articles around that. So it could be, what happens if my video gets stuck at 301 views? Okay, I think they've actually stopped that now from just this week. But those kind of questions, you can go and answer. If you don't even know how to answer them, you just go in the forum somewhere else and find out. Somebody else has already answered that somewhere. Okay, whether it's in a blog post, whether it's in a guest blog post, whether it's in a forum post, whether it's in a YouTube video, there's a whole bunch of things out there that people have already done. Okay, so that's basically how we can use that, and that's how we can get further content ideas. Really simple stuff, nothing difficult. Okay, and again, I'm talking about cross promotion opportunities here. And here I put a content marketing checklist for the people who got this as a bonus. Okay, so let's move on, because we must be approaching quite a length of time already. So yeah, we're at 43 minutes. It's almost webinar length now. Okay, so backlinking for PBNs, how can we do it? IFTTT, go over to my site. You go into my site, go to the home page. Okay, in the home page, come down here, free Commando SEO tools, free tools, IFTTT SEO recipe creator. There's a blog post there that tells you how to do that. You can set up that tool to work for you. Okay, and you can do this for multiple IFTTT accounts. Okay, you can go in there. There's a video. I need to fix that blog post. Apologies for that. This is what happens. Okay, whenever you make a new post on your YouTube, you can have that syndicated, and Blogger is going to become your focal point where all these other sites are linking into Blogger. Okay, you can go over to Fiverr.com. you can get someone to create 2 or 3 IFTTT accounts with all of these accounts already inside. Okay, you've got one in here as well for an RSS feed. You can do that from your WordPress site. You can take your blog post site. So for example, if you get any WordPress site is going to have a feed like this. So for example, if your site's name is abc.com, you're going to have http://abc.com/feed. If it's a WordPress site, that is your feed. You can burn that again in feedburner.com, feedburner, which is just type in feedburner and you will see feedburner.google.com, something like that. And you can take this and burn it into a feedburner feed if you want to. If not, this is perfectly good. It's okay, it's good enough. You can build that into here so that anything comes from your blog post goes in here, so that anything that from your YouTube channel goes into the blogger as well. That way you've got automated content, automated hands-free content, automated hands-free syndication, automated hands-free backlinks, okay, from your own content, from your original content that you put into YouTube and that you put into your blog post. But I've also done another one here that if you favorite a video in YouTube, then it will post here as well. Now, there's some people don't get the favorites anymore with the new channels on YouTube. The older channels still have them. If you still got an older channel, it will work perfectly well. What I will do with this, if I remember over the next couple of weeks, I will add another one so that if you click to watch later, this happens as well. We have that opportunity inside IFTTT. And we can add that. And that means you can do this even without your own content, but you can already do that from here, okay? And if you want to go into advanced stuff with IFTTT, then what you need to do is you need to go into the premium products, find IFTTT backlink commando, and in here I have a whole bunch of SEO strategies built in, okay, which has got a whole bunch of training. I'm not going to get into that right now, okay. So there's things you can do there with IFTTT. You want a deep link, as I mentioned before. Okay, you don't want to have the links coming from PBN straight into the home page of your money sites. You've got to put a buffer in between. With the buffer in between, you want to be deep linking into your PBN sites. Okay, deep linking in, authority links out. When you're doing your authority links, think outside the box. Don't do Wikipedia. Please do not do Wikipedia. Go and find popular content in your niche, real content, not Wikipedia. For example, if I want to do links to authority sites and internet marketing, I'm going to pick sites like Backlinko, mattwoodward.co.uk. He's got some great case studies and stuff in there that I can easily align myself with, my content with, okay? This is around the same kinds of subjects, okay? Neil Patel, Quick Sprout, that kind of stuff. Those are authority sites. Wikipedia is an authority site generically, but those are relevant authority sites. Okay, think relevancy. Go over to buzzsumo.com, okay, and you will find all the sort of top shared, most popular content. Okay, you can find by the social shares. The other one you can check out is Top C as well. Okay, so then you can go and find those kind of sites, and you can make sure that you're getting some relevant outbound links, okay? And there's some other things in here for people who got this as a bonus. We're talking about buffer sites. Again, I've given you another couple of options. I'm talking about quality spam in here as well, which is kind of important, okay? How we can use this in PBNs. And this is something else that does some automation in Twitter for us as well. Okay, I don't want to go into those things. Those were just kind of bonus things. Okay, so I need to start wrapping this up now. This is the last slide, thankfully. Okay, I think so. Yeah, this is the last slide. Okay, so what you want to do, ideally, is rank your own money sites. Now, how do we do that? How do we rank our money? We want to rank our own money site. I should be writing here, rank our own PBN sites. Okay, we want to be ranking PBN and money sites. How do we do that? Just fix this. Okay. Obviously, the idea of a PBN is so that we can rank money sites. Okay. We want to be able to rank our PBN sites as well. How do we do that? Quite easy. Really quite easy. We do not go after competitive keywords with it, but it's already got authority. Okay. If we are creating content that is real content with those category articles, and we make those articles really good quality, okay, we can go for reasonable keywords, okay, but longer tail, and we can rank for those Okay, what we can do, if you come over to my blog, again, let's go and see if I can find this one. There's one about how to get Google Keyword Planner, how to take the information from Google Keyword Planner and create content that can rank for multiple keywords. Okay, and you can use that strategy. If I just find it over here, I'm going to put a link in the blog post to that one. Okay, what we need to do is find that strategy. Okay, and it's how to get Google to optimize your content, something like that. I can't find it right now. It's in here, it's in the blog. Okay, and what we're doing is we're going into Google Keyword Planner, we're putting in a seed keyword, we're getting the grouped keywords back from Google. With the grouped keywords that we get back from Google, what we're doing is we're building an article and we're sprinkling those grouped keywords throughout the article. These are all relevant keywords. So, for example, let's go over to Google Keywords. So, let's just do this quickly so that I can do this properly. And I can leave here with a good conscience that I haven't left you hanging. And that you understand what I am talking about. So let's just go in here and we're going to find keywords around a topic. We're going to pick something that is very, very niche specific. Let's talk about YouTube SEO for this one. So we'll just wait for this to load and we will go and find some grouped keywords for YouTube SEO. Okay, so find new keywords, search, I'm using a phrase, we're going to put in here YouTube SEO and we're going to click get ideas. Now this is going to give us a group keywords here. YouTube video SEO, YouTube SEO tips. Perfect. Okay, so there's 31. If you look in here, there is 31 highly relevant keyword phrases in here. Okay, I've got YouTube video SEO, YouTube SEO tips, YouTube SEO tools, SEO for YouTube. If I sprinkle these into an article, okay, I'm sprinkling them in. This is becoming what we used to have for the keyword density when we used to use the same phrase again and again and again. We used to do that 4 or 5% or something like that. What we're doing, instead of doing that with one keyword phrase, we're sprinkling all of these in, okay? And the percentage keeps going up, and we don't worry about 4%. We're thinking more like 20, 30, 40%. But you're making an article that makes perfect grammatical sense. And it's informative, it's actionable, make it look real for every purpose that you possibly can, make it into a real useful article, sprinkle these keywords in, and you will find that you start to rank for these kind of keywords. Okay, you might not rank for more competitive ones like YouTube SEO tools, but you might rank for some of these. Okay, and if you send some backlinks to these as well, and if some people share your content, and if you do some basic stuff that you can find on my blog about what to do after every blog post, there's a post I worked on yesterday for that, and it's got some great information. This one here, blog promotion strategies, you can find things that you can do very cheaply, very quickly, effortlessly. Okay, this is a lazy guide to blog promotion for whenever you've done a blog post. This is actually a lazy guide where you can get stuff done for you. Then you can expect that you're going to rank for some of those longer tail keywords. Okay, and Google has told you how to optimize your content. It's given you all of this so that you can optimize your content. This is the keywords. If you said to Google, say for example, you walk into a restaurant. Say for example, when you walk into a restaurant, you say to the waiter, you know what, I can't remember the name of that dish, but I tell you what, it's got this in there, it's got like fillet of beef in there, it's got mushrooms, it's got cream, it's got paprika, it's got tarragon, it's got lemon juice, and the waiter will say, stop, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about beef stroganoff. Okay. That's the same as what we're doing here. Google's giving us these keywords. You feed those keywords back to Google via your article, and Google is saying, I know what you're talking about. Even though you've got it in your title, even though you've got it in your headline, even though you've got it in your URL, you've just backed it up. Okay, there's absolutely no doubt. You've created a very, very relevant article around the topic that Google understands because Google gave you the keywords. They give you the tools to work with. Okay, keep it simple. Nothing hard here. Nothing hard here at all. Just common sense. Think outside the box. Use this information. Make the most of it, and you will start ranking. And you will get the commodity that's called traffic. And ideally, if you can convert that commodity called traffic, then you will be able to make money. Okay. Again, SEO people, take note, because you've got to stop this stuff just for ranking. Okay. You're not going to make money. If you're not making money, then you know, when you get traffic, you need to work on the conversions non-stop. You need to work on conversions more than you work on your backlinks. Okay, think about that. You need to work on conversions than you work on backlinks. You cannot do that unless you've got traffic. That's how you grow a business. Okay. I do it all the time. We're doing this all the time. Okay, next. So how can you monetize the PBNs? Here's some suggestions. You can rank your own PBN and money sites so that you're making money from it that way. Okay. You can sell a PBN membership. So you can actually, for $650, get this guy to build you 50. Okay. You can go and get just 10 clients, local clients. For example, say for example, you did this around sort of automotive industry, and you had one for automotive insurance. You had another one for car dealers, you had another one for different types of manufactured cars, or just generic sort of things about car manufacturing, for example. You could go and rent these. Say you could even go to car dealers and say, look, I've got this really unique 50 site private blog network. Okay. Do you want to rent to be able to get links from me every single month? Okay. It's going to cost you $500 a month. Then you're just taking that 500 and turn it into 5,000. Cost you $150 a month for to rent your PBN. Say you've got a full-time assistant working on this. Say that makes it $1,000 a month. You got from one client, from 10 clients, you got 5,000. You made 4,000 profit. Now, okay, that works. Let's go and do this in another niche. We can do this for real estate next. It worked. Look, get some testimonials from these guys. Take it into the real estate niche. Say, hey, I've got a 50-site blog network. Go and do it. Go and do it. There's nothing to stop you from going and making money. Okay? Nothing to stop you. This is just such an easy, done for you kind of business. If you think about it, okay? This is what we can do. So you can sell the membership. You can, if you're going to do that, what you want to do is you want to go and look for the people who are doing some advertising already. Now, I'm in Thailand. This might not work, but you could look for, say, car dealers, Chicago, for example. Car dealers in Chicago. Just fix the spelling on that. Maybe I'm going to get some AdWords pop up. Yeah. So we got some ads here. These guys understand about traffic from internet. Okay. These guys understand. So do these guys here. Okay. So what you can say to them is, look, what kind you can get specific. You can tell them, we got a PBN site and these guys are already paying for traffic. They understand the value of the internet. These are your target audience. These are the people you want to contact first. You can even contact them before you build your PBN. You could even find out, have you got a viable business? You can go around there, tell them it's going to be done within 4 weeks. Do they want to leave a small deposit just to be able to get this done? You can even get it done without it costing you any money up front of your own. Okay? Just think outside the box, guys. Okay, so you can sell PBN links. You can do that on, various forums and stuff like that. Local SEO services. You can even go national instead of local. You can just go niche specific. So instead of car dealers in Chicago, what you could do is maybe BMW dealers USA, and you can go national for something very, very specific for BMW dealers. Okay, you could do it like that. I don't know if that's the best option or the best choice of example there, but you can see what I mean. You can just go national. You can choose. It can be locksmith national. It could be chiropractors nationally instead of niche. Instead of geo-targeted, you can just go sort of niche, generic. And what you can do then is you have chiropractors in Lafayette, Louisiana. You have chiropractors in New York. You have chiropractors in somewhere else. We do it like that. Okay, so you're doing the niche and local with your backlinks within the PBN, but you're doing just nationally chiropractic. Okay, again, you can go broad. You can go broad. So say, for example, it's about dentists, and it can just be about health in general, and you've got something about health that is related to dentists. You've got something in health that is related to fitness. You've got something, you can just think outside the box, guys. Just think how you can use this. Okay, try and go broad so you can use your PBN from multiple ways. You can even rent the same PBN out multiple times by doing it like that as well. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I think we covered enough. I think we're giving a lot of value in this training. I hope you got a lot of value in this training, and those that did purchase the promotion from us and you got a hold of this is pure gold in here. This is absolutely pure gold in here. You want to make sure that you use the information in here. And I'm glad I redid this because the webinar, the delivery, I just wasn't happy with. So we've put in here an updated version. I've added in here how we can monetize. I've added a stack of value. I've showed you how you can optimize your article so that it can rank for multiple keywords. We have shown you basically how you can get these done, and without any effort whatsoever. All you do is just pay that money up front, tell them what niche you're in, go broad niche, and you're fine. Okay, once it starts coming in, you can figure out how to populate the content by doing what I've just showed you. Okay, I've just taught you how to do that really easily. It's not a difficult thing to do. But hire a VA. If you want to do this, go and hire a VA. Think about it like a business. Think about this part first. How are you going to monetize it? Start from there and work your way back. Don't start from SEO. Don't start from rankings, because it only means traffic. Traffic is there for conversion. Okay, I'm not going to mention that again. So I will speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.